There's a story behind every exceptional space and behind every exceptional pour. This is Bourbon Builds, where we showcase an exceptional house, a legendary bourbon, one pour, and one design at a time. Welcome to Bourbon Builds. So I want to welcome you to our first Bourbon Builds, and I could not have picked a better builder and a builder rep. I have to say, even though Xenia's had to cancel, I'm glad I have Grace with me. A little bit of history. Tell us about Three Pillars Home.
Absolutely. So Three Pillar Homes, we were founded in 1999. Xenios is our founder, our CEO, and he's a second generation custom home builder. So he grew up in the island of Cyprus, just outside of Greece. Came to Columbus, Ohio for school and ended up staying.
And so, Ohio State Buckeye. He is just
Ohio State Buckeye through and through. Went to Franklin University for his master's in civil engineering and built his first home down in Grove City in 1999. So we're now in our 26th year.
And I'm going to date myself and Xenios. I started selling in 97. I was actually selling against him with another builder at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we go way, way back. So
maybe different buyer types, right?
I think it was. And that's why we're actually talking. That's a great lead in. So my first episode, I really thought about, I wanted to definitely showcase our iconic single barrel, which is Blanton's. I was like, what builder could go with that? And I think the quality, the fact that the customization, Three Pillars was like the perfect home, the perfect choice.
Thank you.
If a buyer is coming to set in front of you guys, what's the perfect buyer for you? What does that look like?
Absolutely. So our three pillars is what we call it, are honor, quality, and design. So we really try to emphasize that. We try to take the custom home building experience and to simplify it, to make it really easy. So we have a very streamlined process where it doesn't feel overwhelming. I'd like to say, in terms of buyers and clients that might be exploring us, we've kind of got something for everyone. We do patio homes. We're in a maintenance provided home today in Powell. Single family homes obviously is kind of our bread and butter and where we started. And we're actually getting into townhomes as well. So we're really trying to diversify ourselves so we can kind of fit every stage of life.
Yeah. And for this episode, with the single barrel, I was thinking about that patio home.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Like, what does that look like as far as, I guess you can explain the development a little bit, but.
So I think in the past, we used to always think of downsizing. And now it's more about right sizing. It's not always less.
Wait, what did you call it?
Right sizing.
Right sizing. I like that.
It's not always about reducing square feet. A lot of times it's more so about making the square feet more efficient. So we're seeing less in terms of, in the past, like huge bedrooms, huge closets. We're seeing people gravitate towards wanting more of an open flow with their entertaining space. So their kids most of the times are gone, but they still want a space to gather with family for holidays, host events, parties. So we typically see less bedrooms in patio homes and maintenance provided lifestyle, less bathrooms.
I think that I guess it's almost baby boomers. The main focus right now. They want to be in I don't know if transient's the word, but they want to be able to just go tomorrow and go. And know the house is going to be taken care of.
Yes.
They are not sacrificing quality too. Absolutely. That is the one thing we're seeing. In my day, I remember my grandparents, when they downsized, it went to like a little 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom ranch. Those on nothing. And that's not what we're seeing with baby boomers now.
Yes.
People that are what'd you call it?
Right sizing. Right sizing their life at home.
I'm going to give you credit the first 5 times I use that. And then after that, it's mine.
And then it's yours. We can share.
It was not Grace with Three Pillars Home. That they want quality and not just quality. I mean, they really want luxury. That's a better word, luxury.
They want the ability to pick out their finishes. They want the ability to, a lot of times this is, maybe not their last home, but where they're going to be for the foreseeable future. So focusing on communities that have amenities can have a lot of different takes. Sometimes a big amenity for these type of clients is the fact that it's maintenance provided. So they can pick up and go to Florida for a few months out of the year. They don't have to worry about, their yard or maintaining it. So I think that's a big thing. I think in terms of, the customization options of making it fit their lifestyle too. So having the ability to build on slab if they want to minimize stairs, having the ability to have a full foundation if they want a separate space for a family that might be coming into town and visiting, kind of having like a guest suite oasis. And outdoor living is a huge thing for them.
Especially with bourbon.
Yes.
Bourbon on the patio.
Exactly.
We could tag that.
Yes.
Patio.
Yep. We'll include a bottle of Blantons in every
closing. This
patio.
combination right here, Stacy and grapes. I like it.
Yeah.
And one of the things I want to do too is definitely we'll walk through a little bit and see some of the quality.
We're at Loch Lomond Hills here in Powell, which is premier location in the Powell area, right off 315. You're close to the Hills Market. We just came, or we're going to downtown Powell to Prohibition after this. And so I'd say the benefit of this community is you've got all of your conveniences close by. You're in a tight-knit feel community. All the neighbors know each other and socialize. But all the lots here are walkout as well. So it gives you a whole nother level of living space in the basement, it feels like. It doesn't feel like a basement anymore.
Well, I'm going to pour us a drink for the walk.
Okay.
That works?
Yeah.
Let's do that before we take the steps.
Okay. Yeah.
The nice thing about first, like I would think, majority of your living is done upstairs, but when you want to entertain or have people over, like this is the spot. Look at this.
Absolutely.
This is awesome.
Movie night.
Perfect.
Put your bourbon down here.
Yeah, right?
So you're not tempted to drink it every day.
We've got the bourbon cabinets already ready. I can
Yes.
see this. In fact, Xenios is missing a staging thing here. This is perfect.
Put some Blantons up here is what we're missing.
So this space here is what does it for me.
Yeah.
I know the buyer that you have in mind for this house is my husband and I. We are, we're empty nesters. This is the perfect amount, not too much, but what's here is really nice.
Yeah.
Really gorgeous.
Typically with the elevated deck just above us, a lot of times people will screen that in if they want, kind of more of an all seasons room. You could do a sunroom absolutely as well. And then down here is more like your hangout, your chill space. Right. When you have friends over, if you're grilling out, got a little fire pit. But just the natural stone in this community, there's beautiful ravines and beautiful landscaping all through it.
It's very thought out to have your gathering spaces in this house. You know what I mean? Like this is a gathering spot. That's a gathering spot. That open concept living is gathering. And like you said, less focus maybe on the bedrooms.
Yes.
Itself, and that's definitely
focus on the main flow. If you've got 20 people down here, everybody can be in separate spaces, but it can still flow together. Right. People don't feel like they're out of it.
Right.
So
definitely, and easy to bring the bourbon in.
Yes.
From the bourbon bar that we already have set up. That's not staged. I'm giving you some staging ideas to bring the bourbon right.
Noted. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. I would love to see the master. Describe this color to me.
Yeah.
This has got to be it's
kind of like a white oak, sand type feel. I think the white oak, this one has more of an ashy undertone. We're seeing a lot of the cherry come back, which I think not everybody's on board with.
Does it, I think it starts out west and moves this way, right?
Yeah.
Remember when gold was coming in?
Yeah.
And we were just like, everybody was like, no, it definitely is.
Yeah. And you'll notice in here, we have mixed finishes. So we've got brushed nickel, we've got some gold, and that's still very, very popular. Mix it up. I would say not everybody's doing black everywhere, how it was a few years ago. A lot of people are mixing and matching, and it makes it feel more custom. It makes it feel more curated when you do stuff like that. It's the little things that you notice.
And that I was just going with bourbon. That actually comes into bourbon. So color tones, you'll see people do a little bit with their colors.
Yep.
We talked about aging.
Yes.
The longer it sets, the longer it ages in a barrel.
Okay.
It goes in and out of that charred wood.
Yep.
And so that's where you get your color tones. So normally, not always, but normally when a bourbon is older, like that 8, 9, 10, 12 year, it's going to be darker.
Okay.
So you will see a lot of bourbon drinkers that's one of the first things they do before they even smell is start to watch, and then you'll see what we call legs. See the legs on there.
Mm-hmm.
When you have, especially if you have a bourbon that is non-chill filtered.
Mm-hmm.
So what that does is a lot of distilleries will chill their bourbon and then filter it, and it pulls out all the oils and all that, because that gets hard, that liquid, or you know what I mean, it solidifies.
Right.
So a non-chilled filter is pretty much letting it be what it's going to be,
Mm-hmm.
and yet so then you get the better legs on it.
Yeah.
Like, I prefer non-chill filter because I like when I can chew my bourbon on.
Yeah.
I can taste it all around. I like
Yes.
that. But color tones, as you're sitting here talking,
Yeah.
look at just, I'm like,
Pairs very nicely with the cabinets in here.
As well.
Really brings out the brown undertones of the countertop.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome.
But this is the primary suite back through here. And again, just enough space for everything that you need. We've got a king bed, oversized, 48-inch nightstands, room for a dresser, accent chair. So we don't see a ton of people doing oversized anymore. A lot of people aren't wanting like a separate sitting room or work from home
the
space.
details are here for the luxury feel.
Yeah.
Like this. Mm-hmm.
We see a lot of clients that will put reading like sconce lights with a light switch where you don't have to get up from your bed at night to turn off the lights. So it's a lot of those aspects that we're thinking through in a custom home to really make it be yours.
And you'd be surprised how many times we go into a home builder's model and they have the nice accent walls and stuff like that. And the first thing the buyer hears is, nope, we don't actually do that. That's just for the model.
Yeah.
So you're telling me they can customize.
Yes.
They can get this back exactly the way.
I think that's the worst thing you can do. You're like setting yourself up for failure, automatically defeating.
Never goes over well when
Yes.
you talk to a buyer that wants
Yes.
to build, for sure.
We are definitely a yes man.
There you go. I like
That Jim Carrey,
or yes
woman. That Jim Carrey movie.
I love it.
Yes, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lots of natural light, overlooking the landscaping, the trees, but just super special community opportunity for custom designs in here. We do have available inventory homes in here as well. But this is going to be one of our parade homes for this coming season.
Excellent. You should have Blantons out.
Yes, we should. We should.
We can have a little barcode or the QR code for the episode.
Bourbon and Builds.
That's awesome. Even your laundry room is upscale.
Yes.
Elevated.
You have to feel good when you're doing chores, right?
Elevated is the word.
But close proximity, when we're talking about maintenance provided lifestyles, patio homes, laundry room, we always want to kind of pair with the ensuite. So sometimes we actually connect it through the primary closet. So you have that direct connection where you can hang up your clothes right away. Sometimes, even in, let's say, the basement or mud hall, they might do like a stackable unit.
Oh, yeah.
For friends and family where they have their own
that's nice.
oasis to do their chores.
Yeah. Well, thank you for walking us through. I can definitely see when you pull the two together, like just the iconic, the custom.
The color scheme in here goes great with the Blanton.
It does.
We've got some gold, some taupey tones.
Here, yes, that's good. That's good. And now I'm excited to head over to Prohibition, so we'll talk a little bit more about the ins and outs of the actual Blanton.
I'm so excited to learn so much from you and Genti and get all that insight. So thank you, Stacy.
Thank you guys for joining us for Bourbon and Builds.
Welcome to Prohibition, ladies. Let's talk some Blantons or Bourbon and Builds.
Bourbon and Builds.
Bourbon and Builds.
So just coming.
Not boobs.
So it was an easy transition coming from obviously 3-pillar and Xenios. I picked Genti and Prohibition on purpose.
Yeah.
Because when you talk about, the first thing I think of with 3 pillars is generational. It goes back.
Yep.
Blantons was an easy mix because
the
history of it. Do you know about Blantons?
I don't know too much, no. So you'll have to tell me a little bit about it. I've tried it before and I love it, but
well, no, that's good. That's good. I think a lot of our viewers probably don't know.
Yep.
A little bit of history on Blantons is actually it's not that old. People really think that when you think of bourbon, obviously think old, but Elmer C. Lee actually started Blantons in 1984, and he did it in honor of Colonel Albert B. Blantons, and he had worked for years before Prohibition at Buffalo Trace. And so when Prohibition hit, when he came back, he was actually the president. And he was known after Prohibition, especially for throwing like these really extravagant parties.
Love it.
He would always go to the Rick House, and Rick House
H.
was his favorite, right?
Correct.
And it was metal. It was the first metal Rick House. But he liked each Rick House at Buffalo Trace has 6 tiers. And he liked the middle tiers. That was where his sweet spot was. But at these parties, he would go out and actually pick his favorite barrel. So he was the president at the time. And then when Elmer C. Lee did this in 1940, he was the head distiller. So he did it honor, and it was the first commercialized.
Correct. But also Colonel Blanton had passed away, and in 1984, Elmer T. Lee started. Actually, this is the first single barrel concept, and the second one was the Kentucky Spirit right after it. So it was invented sometime at 1984, and those started being commercialized, or people having the ability to go and buy the single barrels or choose the single barrels and so on. And the rest is history now. Blanton's is one of the most wanted bourbon out there. It's probably the most haunted bourbon down there. Everybody wants to have a bottle. They have done so much. There's so many different kind of Blantons. People in America probably will not know or don't know, because up till 2-3 years ago, there was only the one SKU or one type of Blantons being sold in America. Okay. Most of them went to Japan, because technically Blanton as a label is owned by a Japanese company.
Okay.
And but like if you go to Greece, there is single barrel Blantons, which every Blanton is a single barrel concept, but they will have like a lot in there. They'll have like if you go to Poland, they'll have different version. If you go to Japan, there's 10, 15, 20 different ones. There's black, there's green, there is gold. So now in America, finally 2-3 years ago, if I'm correct on timing, I always mess up timing. Too much bourbon and cigars kills my brain cells. So 2-3 years ago, we were able to bring more product. Not necessarily bring more product in America. That is not the right thing to say, because the product is in America. But the company decided to keep more of the SKUs to be able to be sold in America. So now we can get gold, and we can get straight from the barrel. So those are more wanted than compared to this one, because the proof is a little higher and people like those things. But there's also like single barrels that people will go to the distillery, try 4 or 5 different barrels and pick their own favorite. I know somebody that has been in there before.
So one of the things that I think about the single barrel, because you hit on it, is the proof. The single barrel is always proofing out at 93.
Those are 93. Those ones are 93s. This is the Shelfer. This is the most common one that you're going to see. I think Blanton's as the bottle and the history, the packaging is probably like top 3, top 5. All the horses on top, like all the corks are a horse, and each horse is in a different position of the race. And they have a letter and their fourth leg, or like at the last leg, depending like how you see them. And that will have a letter. If you spell them, if you take a picture and you put your pictures fast on your phone, you can see like the horses are running.
What's your favorite one?
The favorite one normally it's neat on my glass.
Straight from the barrel.
Yeah.
Straight from the barrel it's a good one. I have had some really, really good barrel picks.
So a barrel pick is pretty unique. It's basically you have to have a liquor license. Like Genti has the 3 restaurants and bars. So he would take, let's just say it's Prohibition's liquor license. Genti and Kip would pick a barrel pick team to go down to Kentucky, and let's say it's Blanton's, to Buffalo Trace. And Buffalo Trace would pull out 3 or 4 barrels, normally is around the range, of barrels of Blanton's that they already feel is an elevated barrel that has something unique, something different. And then Genti and Kip's barrel pick team, normally they have pretty good palates, would all sample right out of the barrel. Like they thief right out of the barrel, and we get to try the sample. We all talk about it. We narrow it down, and we basically come to an agreement on which one out of the 3 or 4 that were already pulled as being outstanding, which one of those is the best. And then that becomes a Prohibition's barrel pick. And Genti gets to bring it back, serve it in his restaurant. Sometimes we do charity barrels, which are awesome. We're getting ready to do one together actually coming up with Maker's Mark. So that's a barrel pick.
I think I've done a few. I think on my lifetime career,
Only like 1 or 2. How about maybe like 30? It sounds like.
Total,
pushing 30.
Yeah.
He's pushing
total,
Talk about numbers.
total barrel.
Genti.
No, I don't remember. Total barrels that I have tasted on my career, official and unofficial, is probably 220-ish.
Okay.
I have 3 bars, restaurants around, and we do a lot of barrel picks, and we have been doing barrel picks since 2015. So it's like 10 years of doing barrels and drinking quality whiskey. We like it because we can choose the profile that we think, and this is not right or wrong. Whiskey is very subjective. It's like a home.
Mhm.
Do you want a mother-in-law suite in there or no?
Mhm.
Like, I don't understand why people build a mother-in-law suite in their house.
You don't want the mother-in-law.
No, the mother-in-law stays at that house. Yeah, we do like,
Get the mother-in-law. Bring her.
Yeah.
so my idea, and I have talked to a lot of people, those mother-in-law suites, they should be turned or converted to a bourbon library room.
We make it dual purpose. We'll use this mother-in-law suite now. In the future, we're going to prep you.
3 color can probably make it to speakeasy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I've seen some cool speakeasies on Airbnbs that I have stayed in Kentucky.
Right.
There's like a booklet outside, or like a library, or like a bookshelf.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the beauty of all the whiskey. I think Blanton's, it's a good whiskey. It's not a bad.
With the 3 pillars, it was just the fact that it's iconic.
Mhm.
It's when you talk about, especially the distillery,
Yeah.
it's family run. I know Xenios, we've heard Xenios' story
Yeah.
as far as family, second generation.
I mean, this is pretty much custom,
Yep.
because this bottle is not gonna taste the same with that bottle. Can I see
Right.
that other bottle
Yeah.
you have in there? So let's teach you. I hope I don't have my glasses on me. This is aging me, okay? So if you continue to read, start from here.
Yep.
Okay. It says this bourbon whiskey and blah blah blah, and you see a date.
Yep.
See, 2025. What do you have?
4/2/2024.
Okay. So because this is a different day that this one, all those labels are handwritten, all the history, okay? And then you're gonna go from barrel number. I have 730.
3/16.
Okay, so those are different things. So and you probably have age in there.
I do have 8.
Okay, they
Yep.
all have age. So I don't know why they still handwrite it, because every single barrels of Blantons come from only warehouse age.
Okay.
So that's a fact. That's not up for discussion, or that's not up for changing. Okay, so the rigs will change on the warehouse. The warehouse will have different numbers of rigs,
Yeah.
depending on. Some rig houses are 5 stories. Some rig houses are up to 7. There's 1 or 2 that are 8, but they don't let them go that high anymore because of some unfortunate events that have happened. I have rig 29 on mine, and
Mine's 28.
and the proof is going to be 93 on yours as well.
Yes.
And if you like,
This is our first episode too.
so what do you have on the last leg of your horse? The
L.
Okay, and this is Anne. You see, like, you're gonna see the horse's legs
Yeah,
and all that.
it's
So they'll
different.
they'll be different. So it's like pretty much a slice of a segment of the race, and
Yeah.
that's how they are. That's how they are done. So it's a custom, pretty much, and every bottle slightly will taste different because they age different depending on the wood. The barrels, they will have 53 gallons of the same whiskey that was made in the same way, shape and form, but the barrels will act different because the wood of those barrels will come from different trunks of the tree. One tree might have been more north, one tree might have been more south, one tree might seem more light, and whatever. One tree might be older than the other one. I don't know. And when they put them on the rick houses, the way that they age on rick houses is different. The lower ricks will lose more alcohol versus water, because this is science. Water and alcohol, they evaporate on different temperatures. This is the only thing that I remember from my pharmacy school in Turkey.
Pharmacist turn.
I want to
bourbon
Istanbul.
and
Yeah.
cigar
Now
connoisseur.
now I dispense whiskey and tobacco. So and on the higher rigs, it's going to be losing more water. So the proofs on those barrels are going to be way higher versus the lower rigs. But for the Blantons that we're talking today, for the bottles that we're talking today, those all going to be proofed down to 93 proof across the board. And that's going to be the proof on those ones.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. I don't know if they do it anymore. I don't pay attention. But 10, 15 years ago, they had the live feed, live cameras of the hole. The hole actually is called Albert Blanton's. It's a little tiny hole. There is like 12, 15 people in there because they will, everything on these, like somebody put the cap, somebody put the wax, somebody writes the letters and all that. They are like all hand-filled, handmade. This is like a super, what's the word, a non-efficient way of making bourbon. But they want it, yeah, when they can probably have AI now and like all the robots filling it, but they want it to be that way. And if you go to their website, I do believe they still have the live cameras that you can like watch.
That's cool.
That you can watch how they feel the Blantons, or if they feel like sometimes they'll feel pappies and sometimes they'll feel different bottles on that hole. Pretty much every small batch, single barrels that they do, they'll get filled in there, like hand filled in there. It's cool. I've been there. I've seen them in person. It's a cool process. It's a cool process for sure. Yeah, Buffalo Trace. It's iconic distillery, and Blanton's is an iconic one.
Yeah. That's why it was easy to pair with Three Pillars. So if we were going to do like a toast on the way out, I kind of drank mine while you were talking. Genti is like my bourbon aficionado.
Yes. I feel like I've learned so much.
I was just letting him roll with it. I was so excited just to hear
I know a few things.
Cheers.
Cheers, ladies. Cheers.
You're not drinking yours.
No.
There you go, Stacey.
You had too much Vizinos last night. Is what happened.
No, I haven't been drinking. I need to get my health back in shape.
Reset.
Reset.
Yep.
Reset.
Yeah.
Mid-year reset.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you got to
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming. Thank you, guys. Yeah.
Come see Prohibition and Powell and Genti and Kip, and I'm sure we'll be back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We'll see you for the next episode.